As we begin the month of October, things are looking super green and super bullish in the crypto markets, okay? I'm already seeing a lot of talk about bullish reversals and, a lot of speculation on great things to come in the short term, okay? I want to kind of do a breakdown on this and let you all see why I have conviction that, this is just short term. We're going to see some price movement down. We're going to go back and retest the 20K. I have buy orders at 20K, 15K, 12K Bitcoin, okay? I'm confident that we're going to see retest on the lower levels, okay? And to keep it really short, the straightforward reason is that for the bull market to actually start, we need our money supply to be turned back on. I need you to understand that the money supply in the United States of America is literally turned off. The faucet that pours all the money into the economy that causes all of the great rage in bull markets that we love to see is turned off. And no raging bull market ever happens in this state, okay? Every raging bull market that we have ever seen is correlated to the money faucet in the United States of America being turned on, okay? So I'm actually going to explain exactly what I mean by that. And we're going to jump straight into the views here. So I first want to talk about the price movements we saw. So we saw Bitcoin up 5% on the 7-day. Saw Solana up here 21% on the 7-day, but I saw it as high as even 24% on the 7-day. So we saw some really good stuff. So I think this is a short-term movement that, we can really do some really good trades on, which I'm interested in actually doing. I'm going to actually get more into doing more trading. But I think this is just going to reverse back to doing a retest at the lower levels of Bitcoin, at least the 20. I'm certain on the retest of the 20. I'm pretty confident. And then I even have buy orders even lower than that. Okay, so let's actually see what people are saying is the cause here. Why are we seeing this pump? It pretty much comes down to October is typically a green month. So everyone's preparing for it to be a green month. And they might actually be right. I'm not sure. I'm not participating in this. I did get great entries in August. I showed you all the purchases, but I'm not participating in by FOMOing into this or anything like that. I'm pretty confident that we're going to see better prices coming soon. Okay. And the reason why I want to actually first go back to C19, the pandemic, and I want to actually explain exactly how we saw that raging bull market. The reason we saw that raging bull market is because the money faucet was turned all the way on, but this is not the way we typically turn the money faucet on and off, okay? This was an anomaly. This was a total anomaly, okay? The United States just dumped money into our economy in order to subsidize, right? So if you look here, monetizing $5.2 trillion in COVID relief increases our money supply by 27%, okay? We ended up printing 35% more paper money, okay, during that event. So you have to think about this. All in the course of months, 12 months, we printed 35% of our money supply increase. What this did is this actually caused inflation, hyperinflation. The reason it's caused hyperinflation, and let's keep this really short, but the reason it's caused hyperinflation is because let's imagine our supply in America of goods and services is right here. Okay, the demand was somewhere right here originally. Once you actually print so much money that everyone wants more stuff, even if it's just a little more stuff, right? Everyone just has $1,500 random dollars. Well, everyone's just a little more stuff. So what happens is the demand goes up. This is the supply still here. The demand for the goods and services go up, but the supply can't go up with it because the demand went up too quickly. They dropped so much money. They dropped so much money that the demand went up, boop, immediately, but the supply can't just double. The supply can't go up by 35% in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. It takes a lot of time and a lot of process to get the supply up. So what has to happen? The price of the supply ends up going up to match the demand, the law of supply and demand. The price ends up going so high on the goods and services so fast that we get hyperinflation, and then we get the situation we have now. We have inflation so bad that the Fed has been fighting it by turning off the money supply in the United States of America. Okay, if you look right here, let's read this comment here. During the last FOMC meeting, On September 19, 2023, the Fed held rates steady at 5.25 to 5.5%, taking a pause from an aggressive rate hiking campaign that began March 22 to fight rising inflation. So they threw us all this money. The supply and demand effect happened. Hyperinflation went and happened. Now they fought it by turning interest rates really high, which turns the money off. Now, when they turn the money off, businesses don't want to take loans. They don't want to grow. That's why growth stocks start to slow down. That's why speculative things start to slow down. That's why, since companies don't want to grow, they start to cut job openings. Then they start to cut jobs, which we're seeing right now. We talked in the previous video. And then people are scared to spend money. And then it kind of ripples down to where we start to slow the inflation. Now, it's very important to understand when the raging bull market can happen again. The raging bull market does not happen under the conditions we see today. The conditions where the interest rates are high, where businesses don't want to expand, is and where people are questioning their jobs, which I believe is going to get even worse before it gets better right now, just a little worse before it gets better. This is not where we get the raging bull markets, okay? Look at this last sentence here. However, Fed Chair Powell has stated that the decision to made during the November meeting will depend on the data that comes in. So what they're saying is Powell's going to look at the inflation in November and say, okay, since we stopped the interest rate, since we've turned the supply off so much, let's just leave the supply off and let's see what the inflation does. If the inflation keeps going up, it starts to creep back up again, they're going to turn the water off even more. They're going to say, hey, let's turn that money supply off even more. Let's dry it up even more until inflation stays still and it's not going up too quickly. Okay, so this is going to happen through the whole year. I don't think we're going to see any inflation pullbacks. Any interest rates pullbacks for the whole year. Now, what is the point? The point is that at some point, Powell's going to be happy with the inflation numbers. He's going to say, okay, inflation, we held inflation still like they just did in October. We waited a little while. Inflation didn't creep up on us. Let's start to lower and pull back on interest rates. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of our bull market. And let me tell you, if that happens and you have not taken position, you are now too late. I believe you're not too late in the grand scheme of, okay, you've missed the really good entries. The really good entries are completely over. I mean, the insane super low entries will not be there anymore. Okay, you're going to be catching it on the way up. We're on the way up and you can catch it then. But as soon as you hear that, and it's important that you watch these FOMC meetings, or at least watch a YouTube video that explains it after it happens, because as soon as you hear that the interest rates are coming down, understand that the money supply is turned on. Businesses are going to start slowly taking out loans, expanding jobs, and we're going to see this ripple effect. And as you kind of tie it all together, it's very interesting, right? I think they're going to start pulling back on those short-term interest rates sometime mid next year. I think it's going to be early to mid next year. Okay, they're going to start turning the supply back on, and eventually there'll be more jobs, and eventually there'll be more money. This is going to take time, but the good buy opportunity is going to be gone, and no one's going to have money to take advantage of that window we talked about in the previous video, where no one's going to have the money to actually buy anything during this window, right? So there's a lot of stuff moving at the same time. I need you all to actually follow me on this educational piece, because this is a lot of reason why I'm certain that I'm going to make an insane amount of money. Okay, I'm about to make some life-changing money. I think you all can make some pretty life-changing money as well. Okay, and these are the ideas. This is why I have conviction. Okay, so I'm personally sticking to my 20K Bitcoin buy order, where I have a significant amount of Bitcoin. I have my 15K buy order and my $12,000 buy order. We're gonna actually do a video where we talk through the different altcoins, and we talk through where we want to have our money as far as taking position. I'm going to show you all why I'm putting my money in certain altcoins, and how much I'm going to be putting and how I'm going to allocate. Okay, so with that being said, I just wanted to do a breakdown of that. Okay, the market was so hot, and it is so hot right now. I wanted to actually just let you all know that I'm in here with you. I actually felt some of the pressure to actually FOMO in, just that psychological thing, but I knew better. Okay, and we're going to keep playing this thing smart and keep moving forward. With that said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.